Today I'm sitting with Joe Gary. Joe Gary, you live in Florida, yeah?
Yep, Tampa.
Tampa, Florida. And then you've been with us how long?
Uh, Around 7, 8 months now.
7, 8 months. Yeah. Best month was last month, 48 issued, 48K
48K.
issued.
Yeah.
And you're all virtual, right? You're
Yeah.
remote.
Yep, straight from home.
And you're visiting us
Home
here
office.
in Denver. So we'll talk about that. But first, go into your background a little bit. You came from pro baseball.
Right. Yeah.
So talk about that.
So yeah, never worked a job before. So I got drafted out of high school, God willingly. Played for 7 years with the Minnesota Twins. I was able to live my dream there. And then once I kind of tore my labrum in my shoulder, like at that point, didn't really know after baseball what I was going to get into. I had never worked a job other than maybe cutting grass for
Sure.
a few dollars,
Sure.
cleaning some garbage cans. But other than that, never really worked a job. So I reached out to a few buddies of mine who were doing well for themselves, but didn't go to college and things like that. But were taking care of what they needed to take care of. They were living well. And they were in the insurance business. So I reached out to them, asked them what should I do. They were like, hop into sales. I was like, what sales? Or any type of sales.
There's just get into sales.
Any type of sales. Yeah. So I got on Indeed, got on ChatGPT first off. Tried to get that to work up any type of resume I could.
Yeah.
And then,
to build your resume, not to look for a job,
right,
just to build your resume.
Yeah, just to build
so
my resume.
So what'd you put? Minnesota Twins.
I'm talking to it. I was like, hey, I played baseball. I have a really good work ethic. I was a captain. Please use this to make it sound really good for me to get a job. And
that's so cool.
I typed me up a resume, put it on Indeed, filled out. I couldn't tell you how many. Mercedes-Benz was the one that I wanted. That's the one that
car sales.
Yeah, car sales.
Okay.
It felt like high ticket. Like I could make good money there.
Yeah.
And it was a shot in the dark, but I got the job. And I worked there for 3 months. I actually MVP'd in the dealership. My first month was the number one salesman. First month, got a plaque in there, and then.
And was this in? So take us back a little bit. So you played ball, and then maybe pull the mic just so you're not lean forward, back, whatever. So you played ball in Minnesota. You're originally from Mississippi, right?
Right.
Played ball in Minnesota, and then after the injury, did you stay in Minnesota or did you move?
So no, I went right back home. I was back to zero, with my parents.
Was that tough?
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mentally, again, I was lost. Never my whole thing was
life.
My whole thing was I was gonna play on TV. I was gonna retire from baseball, and I was gonna be set. Everything was gonna be good, and then it was just cut pretty quick. So I moved back home with my parents. Didn't really know what I was gonna be doing then.
Yeah.
And then I reached out to my friend.
Yeah.
He kind of pushed me towards sales, and from then that's when I started filling out a couple resumes, and I got in with Mercedes-Benz.
Got it.
Worked there for 3 months.
Okay.
It was nice, but I didn't have a pipeline like the salesmen who were there for 10 years, 15 years. So I was closing. I think I'm a people person, so that helped me a little bit, but I didn't have a good sales skill. I didn't have a pipeline. I didn't have referrals, so I wasn't doing as good as the other guys. And
would you say that because Mercedes is higher end,
right.
So would you say that that's kind of the name of the game in that dealership?
Yeah. Okay. So you got to know someone to they'll refer a buddy of theirs, and then you get a pipeline. But I didn't have that, and then I was younger. A lot of the other salesmen were 40, 45 years old, so they the people their age were more so driving Mercedes-Benz. Guys my age, 23, 24, 25 aren't they're not coming in buying Mercedes. So. Got it. They related to them a lot more, made it a little easier for them. But I did pretty well. Like I said, MVP first month, so I wasn't terrible. I think it was just the people skills kind of helped me out there. But I did it for 3 months, and after the third month, it really wasn't the foot traffic. I was in Mississippi. Okay. People aren't driving Mercedes-Benz in Mississippi like that, like they would be in Florida or California. So it wasn't as quick as I wanted it to be. I didn't have the referrals, so I didn't have business like I wanted it. So I reached back out to my buddy. Who's in insurance.
So that buddy, was he in baseball too and then got an insurance, or he was just a good friend?
Yeah, so he was somebody that I met through baseball. And we at that time we were making pretty good money at the time, and he was hanging with us, but he was our age and didn't go to college and he wasn't a professional athlete, so they were like, how are you?
Oh, I got you, because you guys are all making money.
Right.
What was if you don't mind sharing, do you mind sharing?
No.
What the most you made in baseball in a year?
350K.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
for a 19,
yeah,
20, like
17 years old, out of high
17
school.
years
Like, I
old.
mean, that's for
Dang.
me at the time. That's crazy money.
Of course.
And like more money than I've ever seen. Same thing for my parents. Like that was more
Life-changing.
right. So, I was able to do that, and then like I said, so I was there for 3 months. I reached back out to him. I was like, hey, like let me come out, see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I flew out like off a whim.
And
Stayed out there for like
he's in Florida.
yeah, he's in
Okay,
Tampa. He's in
okay.
Tampa. So I stayed out there for like 3-4 days. Kind of saw how he was living. Watched him close some deals. He showed me like when he's telling me, bro, I'm bringing in 50, 60K a month, and I'm not believing it. Like it's no shot. But he shows me his bank accounts, and like I'm like, okay, and I'm seeing him close deals and seeing the deposits hit and the emails he's showing me, and I'm like, okay, it's legit. So that's all it took for me. Like
Yeah,
I made it
show me
back
the
home,
proof. Yeah.
and I quit Mercedes-Benz the day that I made it home.
Wow.
I started the training course on Friday. I took the test on the following Monday, and like I was right to it. Like
going.
like
Yeah.
coming from sports, like it's just like if you want it, you got to go get it. Like if you want to be great, you got to put in the work. And that like I equate everything to kind of sports, like baseball. It's a game of failure. I feel like this business is a little bit of that too. Like understanding, like sometimes you aren't gonna have the great days, but that's okay because like even in baseball, you go 0 for 4 one day, next day you go 3 for 3 with 2 home runs and a double.
Right.
It's a great week.
Yeah.
Right. So same thing in this. Like maybe a bad day on Monday, but Wednesday you close 3 deals in the week 5K.
So the
6K.
the failure, the rejection, like in car sales or when you first got into insurance, that wasn't ever a challenge for you.
Yeah. So it wasn't too big for me because like coming into it, they were pretty straightforward. Like, hey, like you gotta be willing to put in the work for it, and like coming through sports again, like I was the guy like I'm gonna stay extra for practice. My dad was big on me. I'm like, if you want to be great, you gotta do a little bit more than the guy who's good. So and I want to be great at whatever it is that I'm trying to be at or do. So insurance kind of was the same thing. So I dove right in YouTube videos, ChatGPT, having it quiz me, making my own Quizlets, and like I got consumed with the business, and that's what really I feel like kind of kickstarted and helped me with my start. The having the mindset of failure. Nick says it best. You just fail fast. The quicker you fail, the quicker you get to success, and like that's kind of how I go after it. But yeah, I reached out to him. I took the test, and then I got right into it. Me and the guy Cedric. He was actually part of here. So we were kind of the two top dogs on the squad that came in.
Okay. In Florida, in Tampa, the first company you work for, because full transparency, we call it like your practice company.
Right.
So you work for your practice company, the training company,
for sure.
Which I do want to dive in a little bit. We obviously don't want to throw shade on any company. You can make money anywhere, but sometimes it's like in baseball. Like sometimes you get drafted to the good team, sometimes you don't.
That's it.
It's just part of the game.
You ball until you get traded over to that team. And that's honestly what I was doing.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
So I was doing pretty good. Like I think we started with 15 guys all at once, and it trickled down.
That you brought.
No, so he was pretty good at recruiting.
Okay.
The guy who brought me on. So even the Zoom, we did training all together for 3 weeks. And they were falling off, guys were falling off, couldn't make it to the trainings, couldn't put in the hours on calls until it was 3 guys left. It was me, Sed, and one of my downlines, now Comey, who's with us now.
Yeah.
And I stuck with it, and it took me 3 or 4 months to actually start seeing some real good. I was making money right off the bat, and that was nice for me. But to see some real good profit. And then
their model is it. So their model, for those that don't know who might be watching this, in insurance there's 2 different models, right? There's the brokerage world, which we are, and then there's captive, which that's the last company.
Captive.
So they were providing all the leads.
Right.
You said it took about 3-4 months. Was it just the typical grind through the leads?
Yeah.
They give you some older leads at first.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And that was honestly, I think that was good for me to get the adversity early, nobody answering the phone, drilling through, having the terrible days, and then still sticking through, and then finally getting a good day, and then stacking a couple of those up. So then I could see like, okay, I can do this. And then, it got a little kind of mixed up in the company that I was with. And I was able to reach out to Cedric. Me and him were real close.
Sure.
And he was real close with Nick
Yeah.
Petrovic, and he's my blessing from the sky.
Yeah, Nick's great.
I honestly, no shade to anybody here, but
He's the best.
nobody's better in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw he got me with Nick, and Nick from our first phone call, it was me, Nick, and Chris Maya.
Yeah.
From that phone call, like it was they gave me the structure, they gave me the game plan of kind of like what it looks like to be successful with this company, and they were pretty firm on that. And for me, like that's all I needed. Just give me a roadmap. I'll put in the work as long as it's you have something that I can stick with and I can succeed. And that's what they did. They put a good plan in front of me, and I put in the work to try to achieve the goals that I set. So I had my internal goals. Nick had his goals for me.
Yep.
And honestly, as soon as I got going, I started ripping a couple of his age leagues.
Yeah, it was a pretty hot start, right?
Yeah. I think first week was 10K on his age leagues, and then kind of did like 7,500 the next week, and I was like, okay, this is nice. And they weren't no crazy leads. I mean, they were aged. He'd been running through them. He probably had other agents, calling them.
Were they like? How do they compare to the other companies' leads? Like, were they better?
Oh,
same?
For sure. They definitely better.
So like for you, you're probably like, wow, these are the age ones.
Yeah, he was like they're age, so you may get a couple closes, and I was like 10K in the first week. I was doing that in a month with the other company, so it was a good start. And I kind of kept it going, and from then it was just just stacking those good days, and not letting the bad days. I like to call them like 0 for 3 with 3 strikeout days. Like not sitting on those, knowing that the very next pitch I could hit a double off the wall.
So sports, and we always say like, anyone could succeed at this, but like athletes, military, anybody who has to go through a lot of discipline, and obviously like to play at the highest level of baseball, like you have to. That just tells you, okay, this guy's different than most people, because I don't know whatever the stats are, like you're top point something percent, right? In baseball. So coming here, you never had a like. Do you ever let yourself get kind of down like those bad days, or is it just like, all right, well, yes, today sucks, tomorrow's gonna be better. Okay, well, today's just as bad as yesterday. Like, all right, tomorrow's my day.
I think I'm pretty good with like my mindset. My dad was big on that. Like when I was growing up in baseball, like it's baseball specifically. It's a game of failure. Yeah. Like 3 for 10, you're a Hall of Famer, and that's like any other sport. That's terrible.
Yeah.
So, and his thing was like never let because I mean you do terrible on Monday and you bring it in Tuesday. Now you're gonna do terrible on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like, why do that to yourself?
Yeah.
So even in the middle of the game, like they would always say, a good player makes adjustments from at bat to at bat. A great player makes adjustments from pitch to pitch. So I think that in sales, like instead of thinking day to day, like okay, today's a bad day. Well, that was just a bad call. Yeah, I had a bad pitch on me, but very next call can be, I'll put a good swing on it, I'll get a hit. So I try not to let it sit on me too long, and I think I do pretty well at that. My girlfriend Shelby does a good job of making sure that I kind of stay on a good mind frame.
Because you guys work together
for sure
at your place
at home. Yeah. My office is one room, hers is right outside. She can listen to my calls and listen to her calls. So it's
she pops in like, hey.
Right. She'll hear me. I'll definitely strike out, come in, might get into the tunnel, give a little scream into your helmet, but then you come back out to the dugout and nobody knows everything's okay, and I'll do that, and she acts like she doesn't hear it, but if it goes a little too long, she'll give me a nudge, say, hey, figure it out, you're good.
Yeah. Do you feel like that because you've been virtual the whole time? How has it been like coming here, having people in the office? Is it cool to you? Or
for sure. Yeah. I was telling Nick, like, to me that the biggest thing is being around other like people who have the mindset.
Yep.
And people who push you. Like EJ, like I want him as my running mate because he's so good. Like he continues to, and like I'm watching him, which I know he was doing like 90K before I was even here, but like seeing him go from like 30K week to 100K month is what he's shooting for this month, with it insane, but he's definitely on pace for it. So
Which you beat him, for the record. You beat him last month.
Hey, you said it. You said it. All right. So, but yeah, that's definitely something that I really want to do, which is kind of pushing me to want to build a little more in the Florida area, so I can have someone to push me, and I can push someone. So,
right.
So that's big, and I feel like that's something that I may miss out a little bit.
Yeah.
Not being in office.
Right.
But that just puts a little more that I have to put on my shoulders, like the mindset of waking up, pushing yourself, which you have to have, even if if you're not in office and you want to be able to do it. It's all mindset. Like for me, you can wake up and I can sleep in until 11 if I want to. Nobody's gonna call me and say, "Why aren't you in the office?"
Right.
So it's all on me.
Does Shelby, like, I don't know y'all's dynamic, but like, do you guys kind of call each other out? Like, is there times when you're like, "Hey, you're not working that hard," and she does it to you, or
yeah,
that's good.
And I love it. I hate it when she does it, but like I have to get up because like it only just like when I talk to clients, it's like if it makes sense, it makes sense.
Right.
So if I said I was gonna get up at 8:00 every morning and be sitting at the desk by 8:15 calling, and it's 8:30 and I'm still in bed, and she says something, like I can't say anything to her.
She holds you
accountable. I can't, So that's big there. So she definitely holds me on that. But I feel like if I am in office, because then when I get in office, sometimes the doors close, and I'll make 100 calls, and then I'm like, okay, let me scroll a little bit, and then I'll catch myself. I'm like, all right, phone down, back to calling. But I feel like if I'm in office and somebody's sitting right beside me, and another guy's sitting right beside me, and they're closing deals, and I'm sitting here scrolling on my phone, there's no way I'm gonna sit there and do that. Because I want to be the best. Like, I want to be EJ. I want to be Justin, who's doing 60K a day and like insane numbers, right?
Yeah.
So I want to beat those guys. Like I'm a competitor. I want to be the best. Like you hear the stories, you hear how people can grow in the business, and like I've always said, you put your shoes on just how I put my shoes on. So you lace them up just how I do. You have the same type of phone I have. Like you're calling the same leads I'm calling. So there's no way that you can do it and I can't do it. Yeah. So it's just I'm a thief of knowledge. I try to pick up anything I can from you, EJ, Nick. Everybody, honestly, doesn't matter who it is.
It sounds like a big part of your success, because obviously, like, you have the prior success in pro sports. Obviously, to get there it all correlates. I always say, like, sales is the sport of the real world, right? Sales is a sport of business, whatever. Right. So it sounds like a big part of your success that people can take away is like your mindset first, and then talk about like your habits. So you guys are virtual. Obviously, you have Shelby there with you to kind of hold you accountable, which I think is really powerful. Do you guys have a daily schedule that you guys run pretty consistently, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so we get to the gym early. We tried to do the later in the afternoon workout. It just wasn't like it didn't fit my schedule because I kind of like to call pretty late. Yeah. And then we like to try to stick on the schedule. So if we say we're going to the gym at 8 and I'm on a call at 7:30, she gets a little upset. You
it's
feel
off
the
schedule.
You feel the tension, and she's big on like the schedule. So, but if we knock it out early before we have anything planned, then the rest of the day is mine. I can sell, I can call. As long as I want to. I just gotta make dinner. Yep. Make it too. Hopefully she got something cooked up nice. But for schedule, honestly, I keep it pretty simple. I mean, as you can tell, I'm not the biggest guy. I sit and snack in the office all day. Like she'll bring snacks into the room. Yeah. I try not to go out and eat. If some days it's I wake up. I have to have a close today. If I don't have a close, I'm staying in the room until 10 o'clock. Like I'll call East or West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah, West
I'm
Coast.
East Coast.
Yeah,
so
you're
West
East Coast, West Coast.
So I'll call West Coast at 10 o'clock and catch them at 7 o'clock if I need to close something. But I gotta keep that. But I keep it simple. So it's like early workout. Then I get back home. I'll eat something, even if it's small. And then I'm in the office and I close the door and I'm just that's where I'm at. Like I don't come out. Bathroom's right outside, so I go to the bathroom. I may say, hey, how you doing? And he closes. No, yeah, nice, awesome. Yeah. Keep going. We're gonna close something. Yeah. But then right back into the office and back to closing deals or trying to close deals. Yeah. But,
which I think like I have horrible ADD. So I always say like I have to have an office because I can't work from home because like I'd get distracted or I'd make an excuse of like all right, man,
Right.
rough day. You know what? Let me go take out the trash. Let me go do the dishes. Let me go do all this extra stuff to keep my mind off of it, which I'm sure is tempting at
Oh,
times.
I get there. I will say like when you say take out the trash, like I'll go like there's no trash like needing to be taken out. I'll go take the dog on a walk. I don't even like taking the dog on a walk. Like
You're
I'll
like,
rather
you know
just take him
what?
to the dog park and we can chill and let him get loose. But like, I'll go on a dog walk today. Sometimes it's for my mental. Sometimes I just need to do something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I do like I'm not perfect, so but I try to hold myself accountable, and she does a good job also, Shelby, at holding me accountable on things that I do set in place.
Yeah.
So that's big there. But yeah,
And
yeah,
then what do you think? Because obviously you said, which I agree, like your personality is probably a big part of your success.
right,
Aside, like I think first and foremost, the foundation for you has been your mindset and your work ethic,
right,
which was established young. It sounds like by
for
your
sure.
father.
Yeah, for sure.
And then your skill set on the phones. I imagine because we just met for the first
Right.
time today, right?
Literally.
But I could tell like you could probably strike up a conversation with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel like that's how you've been able to achieve some success?
Yeah,
Is your like your people skills, or what do you think helps you close at such a high level?
I would definitely say people skills. I could spark up a conversation just about anything. Sports, where you live, weather. Like it may sound like it doesn't make sense talking about the weather, but like I know a lot about clouds, like cumulonimbus clouds. Like you don't know. I could teach you something about stratus clouds. Like
all right,
you know, so
so
I know something
take
about
my
anything,
money.
right?
Yeah.
So like just finding a way to have some type of conversation, get them to smile, get them to laugh, and then like my big thing like is I'm not we're selling the insurance, but like I'm just assisting. Like they send in the request. I'm just trying to help them take care of what their initial goal was.
Right.
And I try to frame that in the call early. Like, hey, I just want you to know my job is to help you the best I can. So if we can't do that, then I'm doing you wrong. And I make that clear so they understand that we're on the same team. I try to go through it like I was telling some of the guys in the office, like from the pickup of the phone call. It's like my arms on their shoulder. Like we're walking to get the policy together. It's not like I'm telling you this about the insurance. It's more so like I'm explaining it to you so you understand, so you make sure that this is the best thing for you.
Right.
Because
right.
I know it, but I want to make sure I explain it to you to where you understand it as well.
Right.
And I feel like that helps a lot because it, I don't approach it as a sale. I approach it as like assisting, you know? And I think that's big. And then, of course, again, just being able to spark conversation. Like I was a guy in South Carolina. I knew nothing about South Carolina yesterday. Closed the deal. All I knew was Jadeveon Clowney played for South Carolina football team like 10 years ago. And I remember a tackle that he made, and he knew the guy, and we sparked a conversation about that. And
So
like and it eased up the tension a little bit. Didn't get the rebuttals that I thought I was gonna get because again he was talking about football and like he's pushing through, and in these conversations he's sharing a little information that I need while we're having a conversation about regular life things that he enjoys, like just finding things that
little
they
stuff.
want to talk about.
Yeah.
Right.
What's I'm curious because like I agree. So it's charisma, right?
Right.
Charisma helps sell. Do you think like is that just something you've always had, or do you think it can be taught? Because I think personally, well, you tell me your opinion, then I'll share with mine because I don't want to give you any advice. Like, do you think someone can be taught, like any of these salespeople who maybe aren't having the same success, who are kind of maybe less, they're kind of duds to talk to?
Yeah.
Like, can we teach that, or what do you think?
I think you can.
Yeah.
I think it's more so like how do you talk to your family? Like, are you comfortable when you like? How's that conversation go? Like when you tell jokes to your family, like you're telling the joke. It's not like when you're having a conversation, like it's a genuine conversation. Like I try to. Like I go to like when I'm talking to older man on the phone, like that's my dad. Like my dad's a character, so like that's not, if they're a little stiff, like that's fine. Like it doesn't stiffen me up, but I'll stiffen up a little bit just because I don't want you to think it's a joke. Like this is important for you, and I want you to know that I think it's important as well. But I do want you to know like I'm a person just like you are, and I'm not gonna look at you as somebody who I'm just trying to sell. Like we're people at the end of the day, and like the goal is to get you something taken care of, but we don't have to be stiff throughout the whole call to get that done.
So you view them as like everybody as your family,
right?
Like you try to put them like, all right, who could I, if they're in their 70s, 80s, 90s, you might be like, all right, this is my grandparent. Right. That's my grandparent. If they're a little bit younger, it's your parent, and then if they're around our age, it's like, all right, this is my friend.
Right. I wouldn't crack a joke with my granddad, the same joke I would crack with my younger brother or my older brother who's 20 or 35. Like,
Right.
It'd be a different joke. It's same thing in this. Like when I'm on the phone, and it's like in baseball, it's like you gotta have feel. Like in the locker room, like you can't come in and say something or can't wear a jersey from another team because like it's just bad feel.
Right.
Like it's the same thing. Like when I say it, like people look at me crazy. Like, but you gotta have feel on that though. Like, and they don't get it. But like it's you just gotta have a feel for the conversation. You gotta. You probably shouldn't say that because it's just not a good time.
Read the room.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's all it is. And just getting comfortable with that, understanding at the end of the day, like they're looking for something, but don't look at it as a sale. Like it's a person, and he has a family that he's trying to protect, or he has financial goals that he's trying to get set in place. And he, at the end of the day, again, he's just a person. Like I'm just assisting him. I'm a person. So when I talk to him, I go at it that way, not as James from my CRM. It's James from California who has a son and has a spouse and went to school here and did this for work. Like he's a person and he has something to talk about.
So you take the time to like you're trying to make a friend. You're trying to get to know them, which I agree is a big part of your success on every call. So are you intentionally like for new agents who maybe aren't having the results that you are? Because I don't think I hit 48K, which is your best month. It took me over a year to hit that, and you did it in 6-7 months, right?
Yeah,
so you're ahead of the curve, right?
Sure.
You're like, gotcha.
That's good. EJ was telling me, you send him text like, hey, I was here where you are, a year ago. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get in that group chat. I wanna see where he was a year ago.
Sure.
So like it keeps me looking forward. Like this is where I can go. So definitely, I love when you kind of like say things like, this is where I was at this time, like, and now I like seeing where you are now.
Good.
Like, it's like you continue to grow in the business, which is like awesome because like a lot of businesses you can't do that. I was just talking to Hotshot. Like, I started in the car dealership. You can't really move up how you want to there, bottom. Right?
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
So that's is that the next? Now that obviously there's levels. You can keep selling more and more and more. But like we always say, if you can sell 30-40K in a month, like your skill set's pretty good. The only thing missing is like more lead volume, right? To sell 60, 70, 80, 100K. Exactly. So for you, you mentioned a couple times like you want to build a team, you want to build a business. Like is that the next phase for you? Like what's in the future?
That's the next phase for sure. The Tampa area, I mean, just growing. Supposed to be bigger than Boston in the next year.
Really?
It's like taking off right now. I think it's like blooming and young guys and women who are hungry, have a good mindset. They just don't know what they're looking for and they're just trying things. And I think it's like for me, I was just trying things. Like I saw it, I trusted it though. Like a lot of sometimes it sounds too good to be true, which I completely understand because like when I jumped into it, when he said 50, 60K a month and deposits to his bank account, like I didn't even have to say like I don't believe you. He saw it in my face and he instantly showed me, and I was like, okay. Because if he didn't show me, I might not have been like where I'm at now. I probably wouldn't even join. So I definitely want to start building. When it comes to, I know you mentioned lead flow, and I kind of want to touch on that because that's the only thing that changed.
Yeah.
When it came to like 20K months to jumping up to a 50K month, like my biggest thing was I was closing deals, and I was I was doing pretty good, but I wanted to take the next step, and like I was just I couldn't figure out what it was, and I reached out to Nick. He was like, all you gotta do is put a little more in leads. Like you do $500 in leads, close 75K or 7,500, and
which is insane, by the way. That's really good. That's really good.
Nice. So then he was like, try 1,000. I tried 1,000, and I was doing a couple 10K weeks, and I was like, awesome, that's nice. And I was like, let me try 2,000, because like what I would do, I'd do $1,000 a week, and then when the next week came around, I'd be like, I haven't burnt these leads out yet. Like I'm gonna keep going through them, and I'd take 2 weeks before I put another 1,000 in.
Wow.
So then what I started doing, I was like, every week, every Monday, I'm doing 2,000. Like no matter if I didn't call every lead from the last one, like I'm still gonna do another 2,000.
Yeah.
That's the only change.
Yeah.
Wasn't like a script change. I didn't change, how I was calling people. Like I tell Nick, like I'm big on like EJ's logic on a lead's a lead.
Yep.
Like an age lead sent to me, it's new to me.
Yep.
Like, and it's a fresh lead to me, which makes it a fresh lead.
Yeah.
Like that's how I
Which
see
I
it.
have heard. I don't know if Nick has mentioned to you. He sent you some leads that other guys couldn't close, and
He said,
that's the but it's the mindset
for sure,
right?
no, 100%,
Because
100%.
it's totally your mindset. You're like, well, I don't care how old this is.
Right.
I don't care what they told the last guy.
Right.
I'm me. I'm gonna approach it my way, and then
100%.
I'm gonna close.
Yeah, it was. I think he sent me 90 leads, and as of right now, it's 13 of them closed, and I think I've written like 45K in AP through those, and
yeah,
there were leads that supposedly weren't closed
Right.
or couldn't get them on the phone, which again, it's just a lead's a lead.
Right.
Like you just got to get them on the phone. That's all it is, and don't give up just because they didn't pick up 2 days in a row. Try the third day.
Yeah,
I don't know.
try.
I don't know,
It's
like,
good. It's
you
good.
know?
So what other? So okay. So your lead. Let's talk about that lead flow change, which basically more than doubled your
Right.
outcome. So
Sure.
what is your spend now is $2K a week,
Right.
right? And then you're working IULs, right?
Right. Freshly starting to work IUL.
Like recently,
so like,
jumped on
I
IULs.
think the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's kind of how long I've been working.
Prior to that, what was it? Was it vets or life leads?
Vets,
or
final expense.
just a mix of everything.
Yeah, kind of just general life.
So what do you like about the IULs? Because that obviously we're a lot of us are talking about that.
Yeah, clientele's a little better there when it comes to on the financial side. A little younger when it comes to the text codes. I don't have to wait 30 minutes to get them to read me a 6-digit code via text. That helps keep the call down from
for sure
an hour to 30 to 45 minutes, which is nice. Then I can get right back into calling the next lead. So that's kind of been the main difference. Now I will say, for word tracks or script, I kind of went off the dome. Again, it's big on people, like just people person. Like I'm just assisting you. So like when you sent in a request, you kind of know what it is. That's why you sent in the request.
Yep.
I watched hundreds of videos on IULs to know how to explain it to you thoroughly,
right?
Or explain it to you enough to where you understand until that policy packet comes out in the mail.
Yeah.
And then when you get that'll break down every single thing for you. Yeah. Usually, I tell them to just give me a call when you get that. I can sit there quietly with you, and then if any questions pop up, we can knock those out. Yeah. But I kind of give them a good understanding of what the IUL is, right? But they kind of already know. Yeah. And then they're just letting me know, what they financially are looking to put into that. Mm-hmm. And like I tell Nick, it's not. I don't like they're selling themselves, because they're just setting themselves up. Like I'm just assisting them. I'm writing the policy. Yeah. But they know what they wanted. They know what they have to spend on it. I'm just getting it done for them. Like they aren't licensed to write it for themselves. That's all I'm doing. I'm just walking them through the application all the way to the close and getting it sent out to them. Right. And that's like the biggest thing. Like I think I don't even try selling it. I just explain it to them, right. And break it down to them like thoroughly, but not too. Like I don't want to give them too much information because you can't get overwhelmed, right? Yeah. And then like once they get an understanding, and it's a great product, like you explain it to them, and they're like, okay, like let's get it done. So it's just getting them approved, getting it sent out to them, and then for the next few years they'll start getting some financial gains in that, and it's a win all around for them, their family. They get the life insurance, so it's everybody wins there. And then of course I give me a little win, a little slice of the pie as well. So it's good for everybody. So I definitely love them. I'm definitely gonna continue working them. But I like being versatile because I plan on building a team. So I want to continue working FVX leads, final expense. I want to continue working vet leads, and then IUL. So if an agent comes in and he likes working final expense leads, I can help him with that.
Teach him, yeah.
IUL guy, he likes IULs. I can help you with that. So just like I was telling Nick, just trying to help myself be a better upline for my future agents. So,
right. Yeah.
That's all it is. Just being versatile.
If there are any new agents that watch it, or someone who's looking to get into insurance, let's say someone who has never sold insurance, they're looking at the industry, what advice would you give them for like getting into insurance?
Take the lead. Mm-hmm. Like don't not trust it. If somebody's being genuine, because I have guys reach out to me, and I have I'm very transparent when it comes to information that I'm willing to share about the business, whether it's the financial side, the goods, the bads. If it's in your face, just like I tell my client, if I can get you a deal for the same amount of coverage and help you save $100 a month, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense to not do that, right? Right. Same thing. If if I show you, hey, you don't like working outside or in construction, what you're doing now, you want to spend more time with your family, you want to work at home, you want to work and travel and make good funds doing it. And I can show you the proof. I can show you hundreds of other agents who are doing the same thing, who just got in the business. We got Hutch, been in the business, what, 3-4 months?
Yeah.
Like doing crazy numbers. You got guys who've been in the business for 4 or 5 years who are doing insane numbers. Like, it's not a get in, get out thing. Like, you can actually set up your entire life through this business. It's, it sounds unreal, but like, if the proof is in your face, trust it, take the leap. Don't, because I was a little lenient or hesitant on jumping into it, but once I did, like, it was like, and seeing it, like, closing the first deal, seeing I get paid directly. Nobody gets paid, and they pay me. Like, it comes straight to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm my boss.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, when you break it down, if someone to break it down or were to break it down to me now, and show it to me, I would, like, there's no way I don't at least try it. Like, the upside is so much farther than what you can even see. The growth in the business, building a team. You don't have to build a team. You can just sit in your room at home and close $4,800 or $48,000 in business and deposit $30K to your bank account in a month.
That's
so
wild.
and so if it was a new someone who's just looking into it, maybe scrolling on Instagram or seeing the ads and maybe thinking about DMing somebody, about shoot the DM, hop into the business, try it. Shoot the DM to somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your Instagram?
WJGX2.
There we go.
Send it my way. I'll take care of you. If not me, send somebody if they have FFL, Freedom Life in their bio.
There we go. There we go. That's great advice.
But yeah, you'll be in great hands. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I tell Nick all the time. I think I truly is the biggest blessing being on this team, because of the people that you can reach out to. Like, I can't thank J-Rod enough, for like my first few weeks. Like, he took time out to hop in separate Discord rooms and do role plays with me, which I'm not his downline. He has no reason to do this. Same thing for Nick, Chris and Maya, EJ. You have guys who are doing, and I don't like to throw the numbers out. Guys doing $100K, $50K in deposits a month, and I'm coming in fresh, zeros. And they're stopping what they're doing and helping me to be successful in the business. That's what you want to join, and that's why I'm grateful that I'm a part of this squad. I have nothing. Like, I haven't had a negative experience. I mean, first time coming to the office, I've been talking to Nick. Colorado it's not Florida, but if it's been around these guys and pushing me a little more, and can change a 48,000 to 100K like EJ, it may be worth the move.
Maybe. So, don't tempt us.
Right? No, I'm serious. It's real conversation right now. So,
oh, cool.
Definitely, if you're thinking about it, take the leap. I'll say this: if you're willing to put in the work, if you have a mindset of success, and you're okay with failing, because to succeed in anything you have to fail. If that's okay with you, you will be successful in this business. There's no way around it. If you put in the time, you put in the work, you learn it. The upside is so much higher than anything else that you could imagine. So definitely try the business, but don't half-foot it. Go all the way in if you're gonna do it. Like, give it 100%, and then if it doesn't work out for you, then you can back off and try something else. But again, I truly believe if you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to put in a little study time, maybe get a buddy, and kind of go back and forth role play, or somebody, a running mate, is something that you could definitely see some success in and can continue to grow in. So
love it.
Try it.
Love it. Well, that's a mic drop.